Y'all, it's Chris. Today, we're going to put together a little compilation of things that we've been preserving that we didn't really have enough to do in one video. So just kind of the random stuff that comes in that we need to put up. So I think today for sure we've got strawberries. You can see I've got a lot of spinach back here that we need to take care of. And I'm going to take you into the garage and show you our onion harvest. So let's go start with the onion harvest because water's not boiling yet. Okay, y'all, so here's our onions. They're in the garage this year. We bought some pulleys, but we haven't figured out the system yet, so it is still sitting on sawhorses. And we're just leaving the vehicle outside for a little bit until we get the system figured out. There are 297 yellow onions, and there are 66 red onions. We did not mess with the white onions this year, Walla Wallas. We just stuck with our tried and true. This is the candy onion. Some of them are absolutely massive and beautiful. We got the garage door cracked and the fan running. And we're just gonna let these guys sit. We harvested these 4 days ago. So we like to at least cure them for 3 weeks. As you can see down here, we still have a lot of green. This all needs to turn brown, so they've got a long way to go. So they're just gonna sit here and hang out until it's time to braid them up like we did last year. Now we did cut down our onion plants. We did 400 last year and we only did 300 of the yellow onions this year. We feel like we have too much. So we wanted to cut that down by, I think we reduced our purchase by 2 packs. And we get our starts from Dixondale Farm, and they are amazing. I have tried going to like Tractor Supply or Rural King and getting the little bulbs. I've tried starting from seed. I've tried all of it. These starts have worked tremendously for me for the last 3 years, and we just love them. We spent $56 on the starts, and for 400 onions or 300 whatever onions, I think that's a good price for a year's worth of onions. So we will continue to buy from Dixondale Farm as long as they let us. So what this represents right here is 2 1/4 bags of leaves. And this is probably going to come down to, and I've been picking this is probably 2-3 weeks worth of picking. We just go out there and pick as it gets, about once a week. Pick as it gets enough leaves to be ready. So these have all been washed and spun. I always do the washing and the spinning before I even put them in the refrigerator. So I know it's finished and I don't have to worry about not doing it. So, and we don't put anything on our food, but we do use diatomaceous earth, so we want to wash that off. And then it is close to a road, so if there's any road dust or anything that's kicked up by vehicles that go by, we want to wash that off too. All right, y'all, we got water. We got little bitty bubbles in the bottom, so I wanted to show you. We also have an ice bath. So how we blanch leaves like this and I'm not going to can these. I'm going to freeze these because I think the texture will be better. So we are going to take a few leaves, get them in the water. Blanching kills any bacteria that's on here, as well as preserves color and flavor. And there's a lot of vegetables that you should blanch. Some stuff you don't have to, and some stuff is quite important. Now blanching this is only going to be in here for a couple of seconds. We're not going to leave this too long, maybe 15-20 seconds, because these are delicate leaves and they don't need that much. So then we're going to get these guys drained off, much water off as we can. We're going to ice bath them. And we're going to continue to do this to the entire pile. And then I'll show you what we do next after they've been in the water bath. Now remember, this was 2.5 gallons or 2 1/4 gallons worth of leaves. So that's what we're going to start with. And I'll show you how teeny weeny it goes down to. Okay, we've got our greens in our ice bath, and they have cooled off quite well. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get these guys drained off real good. And put them in a colander. And we're literally just gonna rebag these in one of the bags that we had and get them in the freezer. So this 2.25 gallons of produce, I'll probably be able to get into a gallon bag now. And this will be good. We can use this in all kinds of stuff. Use it as a side, do cream spinach, do spinach artichoke dip, like you name it, we'll be able to use it. So we're gonna let this drain. Then I'm gonna repackage it. And we're gonna get it in the freezer. Too easy. Sounds like it's almost finished dripping in there. So let's start rebagging this back into this bag that we are going to freeze. Now what I like about freezing greens is this also breaks down the cellular walls, so when it's time to actually use this in recipes, we can squeeze a bunch of the water out. Oh wow, look. All that made it down into this size bag. Now, all those greens can be put in the freezer and use them just like we would spinach out of the freezer section at your local grocery store. So we are going to make our strawberry puree here, and we are going to create strawberry jalapeno jam with this recipe, and it turned out absolutely amazing. I used Pomona's pectin, so we don't have to use a lot of sugar. And this canned up, I believe this canned up 6 or 7 jars of the jalapeno jam. We had enough strawberries to go ahead and do just a straight strawberry batch as well. So and these are all strawberries from the front yard. We did not have to purchase anything, and the jalapenos were from last year. So I don't know if you just saw that, though. Once you add the sugar and you start stirring, that will expand, and you need to be very careful with the hot molten lava strawberry jam, because it will get everywhere and it quickly will overflow. So how many jars is that? 2, 4. Oh, we got 7. Cool. So that's 7 of the jalapeno, and then I believe we get the same amount with the regular as well. But the jalapeno just has this great fresh flavor to it that's not real hot. So we are going to pressure can this, and it turned out fantastic. So our neighbors gave us a bunch of zucchini, and we need to get rid of it. So that is what we're doing. We are turning this into shredded zucchini, and we got an entire gallon's bag's worth of zucchini, and we're going to use this to make zucchini bread here shortly. So comment below if you want to see me use this zucchini in a recipe. So I like to freeze it because it allows all the water to squeeze out easier and faster, and just makes for a nicer bread product. So this was a lot of zucchini, y'all. There was no way we were going to eat zucchini potes forever and ever and ever. So I'm glad we shredded this all up and got it put in the refrigerator. Now, we finally harvested rhubarb. Greg had never tried rhubarb, and I think he is hooked on the rhubarb. And we harvested a ton, y'all. About half that bag full. So we're going to figure out something to do with the rhubarb. I do have some strawberries left over in the refrigerator, so I'm excited to maybe we'll do a strawberry rhubarb jam or something, and just to try it out. So comment below. Let me know what you're growing in your garden this year. So like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until we see you on that next video, bye, y'all.